race, guys, for Odell Beckham Jr. is on, with the Chiefs, Saints, Patriots, and Packers all still in play for the receiver. There is a lot of buzz around this decision, so much so that Skip has mentioned that OBJ has become the most hyped free agent ever. Shannon, tell Skip why he's wrong.
Skip, he's not the most hype. You obviously know. You were covering the league when Reggie came out. You was covering the league when Time was a free agent. You were still immersed in this when Peyton was available, when Brady became available. Skip, it just so happens that a 29-year-old receiver who was Offensive Rookie of the Year, was a 3-time Pro Bowl player, has become available. I don't think anybody's saying he's the savior, but I do believe that these teams believe as a second option, he's better than what they currently have. That's what I do believe, and teams are looking to upgrade. And Skip, when we was looking at it, we like, they got Chris Godwin, they got Mike Evans, they got Gronk, they don't need AB. Lo and behold, AB became a viable option. So I believe OBJ can be the same thing. I don't think he's overhyped. You don't believe. I think the thing with you is that you don't believe he can play anymore. You believe he's just a guy. And I don't believe he's just a guy. I believe with the right situation, the right head coach, the right quarterback, which Green Bay would be, which Kansas City would be, I believe OBJ can help a team get to where it wants to go.
Okay, small clarification. I didn't say most hyped. I said most, as you said, overhyped.
Oh, yeah.
I think Twitter has decided, from what I read last night and the night before, that he is somebody's savior. I think a lot of people on Twitter still believe that OBJ is still that guy who caught that pass, the greatest catch in the history of pro football against my Dallas Cowboys that fateful night back in, when was it, 2014. And he's not that guy anymore, in part because of all the injuries. And you won't acknowledge this, but if you look hard at what has happened to his body, he has been robbed of his electricity from all the injuries. And
he still got juice, though.
Okay, well, does he? Really? Because I think he's now just another pretty good receiver. And I'm not even sure he's pretty good anymore because of what's happened to his body. So he had, starting in 2014, he had a hamstring tear. Then he had several back issue and injuries. Then he had an ankle fracture that required surgery in 2017. Then he had a quad injury that cost him 4 games in 2018. Then he had groin surgery that cost him games in 2019, put him on IR. Then last year, of course, he had the ACL rupture and surgery. And this year, he's been fighting through an AC joint sprain in his shoulder. So that means in the last 4 years, he's had 3 surgeries. Well, you know and I know that is hard on a stud receiver's body. When you are so dependent on your athleticism, it's robbing you every time you have surgery to a different part of your body with the trust to be as explosive as you used to be. Well, what keeps happening? His last 4 years, just look at the numbers. Decline, 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 decline. He's gone down, 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 and 3 of the last 4 years, he's had career lows in receiving yards per game. So if we go all the way back to his rookie year, he led the NFL with 104 yards receiving yards per game, 104. Well, this year for Cleveland, it plummeted all the way to 39 yards a game. And again, for whatever reason, he could never get on the same page with Baker Mayfield. But when he did get on the same page, if we could see what happened, the drops that I've shown you before, they were just so shockingly uncharacteristic of an Odell Beckham Jr. that many people thought in his first couple of years he was the best receiver in the game. That's at Chargers. That's a huge late play in this game on 4th down, and he dropped it. Baker hits him right in the hands for once, and he dropped it. And then we got another one against Arizona as they're trying to fight back in the game, and he just didn't want any part of that ball, and he spit it up. And then we've got the deep throw. This is against Pittsburgh, obviously. This is going to win the game. And I thought it was a very good throw by Baker Mayfield.
It was not.
And Odell wanted no part of it. He put his hand up and shied away from it. He wants no part of contact because he's been hurt too much.
Yeah. My first shot, when you haven't thrown me the ball, my first catch is not going to be a kill shot. Now, you keep going back to these same 2 drops, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to upload, ladies and gentlemen at home, I'm going to upload the 11-minute video that OBJ's dad uploaded, and I'm going to let you see all the times that OBJ was open and Baker didn't find him. Odell has gotten scapegoated for some of the miscues or some of the problems that's going on in Cleveland. I'm not saying OBJ is not without blame, but you make it seem like everything. So what happened here? So why didn't Baker hit him right here, Skip?
I don't know. I'm not sure he was open on that play.
No, he was open on this one. Was he open on this one?
No, that was a bad throw. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. He was there with the bad. What about that one? How about keeping it in bounds?
Well, he's double covered on that play, and so he just threw it away.
What about this one right here?
Yeah. Well, Odell didn't make any effort to even stop and catch the ball.
I got to make it. Well, he didn't make any effort to put it on 1 to 3.
Yeah,
but all I'm saying,
he's doubled on that play. So
look, but let me ask you this. You're saying that he's not what he once was.
Not.
He doesn't need to be. He doesn't need to be. He does not need to be OBJ of the New York Football Giants. I just believe he just needs to be better than what he showed in Cleveland. And I believe getting with Aaron Rodgers, getting with Patrick Mahomes, getting in a very different environment. Cleveland's still Cleveland. So I believe he gets in a different environment. I believe he'll be better.
Okay.
I believe he'll be surrounded by a better quarterback, a better offensive mind, and a better structure. And he will reap the benefits, and a team will reap the benefits of him being in that situation.
I think Kevin Stefanski is one of the top play callers in the league and has a very sound system for the first time in Baker's career after he went through 4 head coaches and 4 coordinators in 4 years. I think he's found some peace within this system. And again, according to the report in ESPN, there were times that that Odell just freelanced and ran the wrong route, just ran his own route. And you can't get away with that in a good system with a good quarterback, which I still believe Baker is. I still believe it was more Odell's fault than Baker's fault. But we're about to find out.
Well, yeah, but see, now Odell's about to go to a system with a great quarterback, not a good quarterback, which you said Baker was. He's a good quarterback. Now he gets an opportunity to play with great quarterbacks, be it Rodgers, be it Patrick Mahomes. So, and the system, I believe the system is more conducive because, both of the systems that he could possibly end up in are pass first systems, not run first.
Okay.
That's what.
So obviously, in the grand scheme of things, Deion Sanders was not overhyped because all he did was help San Francisco win a Super Bowl in 94 and then go to Dallas and help them win the Super Bowl, put them over the top in 95. And obviously Reggie White went to Green Bay and put Green Bay back on the map. Right?
He did.
And obviously Tom Brady put Tampa Bay back on the map. So he wasn't overhyped. You know, I said he was still the GOAT, and he proved to be.
You see what you did? You just compared Odell.
I did.
To 3 of the greatest players to have ever played the game.
Yep.
Reggie White was a top 100 player. Deion is a top 100 player. Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, all of those guys were top 100 players. And you just compared OBJ to one of those guys.
Okay.
Nobody said OBJ was that.
Because of the hysteria, some of it fueled by you, and you know and like Odell, but you talk about him like he's going to change somebody's life, and I don't believe he's going to do that.
I said I believe he's better than what he's shown in Cleveland. I said he needs to leave Cleveland. So let's see. How about he gets out of Cleveland and we see what he can be?
I think wherever he goes, he could have some early juice, as you call it, out of pure spite for what happened in Cleveland, out of pure fear over, oh, my God, I might be on my last stop. I've got to show the world I'm still Odell. But I think after a couple of nice games, he will revert to being just the pretty good receiver that he is now. And I'm being very nice to go to pretty good because I'm not sure he's even pretty good.
Let me ask you a question. Do you believe Odell Beckham right now is better than Allen Lazard or Valdez Scantling?
Yes, I do.
Okay, do you believe he's better than Pringle or Marcus Robinson or Mecole Hardman in Kansas City, do you believe he's a better receiver than those guys are right now?
I'm not sure about Mecole Hardman. I think he's pretty good because Odell can't run the way Mecole. Mecole can still fly, and he's obviously young.
The one thing I know about football, and I played it 26 years, so for almost half my life. And before I retired, I had played 26 years. I retired at 35. I've never seen a guy score without the football. Yeah, Mecole Hardman can fly. But what happens when he comes to throwing him the football? What do he do with it? More times than not, he throw it back at Patrick Mahomes. And the one thing I tell guys, I said, look, either you're a receiver, which means you catch the ball, or you're a retriever. You pick the ball up and hand it to the official. Now, which are you? Are you a receiver or are you a retriever? Because I see a lot more retrieving from Mecole Hardman, picking the ball up after he's dropping it, throwing it to the official. That's what I see. And I believe Odell Beckham is better than those three receivers. Outside of Kelsey, outside of Tyreek, Odell Beckham would be the third best receiver on that football team. He would be the second best receiver on that football team behind, obviously, Devontae Adams. Okay. So stop it, Skip.
But you just missed the point in Kansas City. The real problem lies with the guy throwing the football.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
No, I'm going there because he has become a disaster. He is your guy, my homeboy. And now he's just Mahomes because he's even lost his 99 rating in Madden. He has fallen back to earth with a thud because he's trying to live up to his overhyping and trying to show everybody he can still throw no looks and left-handed passes and behind his back and through his legs. And he can't.
You saw all that.
Yeah, and the league has caught up with him.
You saw all that on display Sunday, and you'll see it again. Okay, they got the